You know, my fellow geographers, is that time of the year where we have to prepare for the June examinations. So our starting point is to do the last year paper, and then for other, especially for 2024, you can go through my page. You will see I did cover the paper. Then now we are covering the 2025 one. So I got the paper from testpapers.co.za. So they have for different subjects. So I'm sharing this link so that you can just go to Google and get the paper there. So let's get down to it. Okay, before we move fast, let's check some few things. The paper is 3 hours. The paper is out of 150. And let's check some few pointers also. Okay, so the paper has 3 sections. We have 2 sections, 3 questions. Section A and also section B. So section A, there are 2 questions, question 1 and question 2. Climate and weather, which is climatology, 60 marks. Geomorphology, also 60 marks, which is gonna make 120. Then the last part is map work, which is 30 marks map work. So let's calculate together. Let's calculate for someone who wants to get the minimum, which is 45. Let's say 150 divide by 30. No, we say 150 times 30 divided by 100. Okay, so the answer is 45, which means you must try in all these papers to get these sections, to get at least 45 marks. If you're a student who are struggling, maybe not passing geography, and then for a student who want to be a high flyer, want to get distinctions, it's very simple. At least get 50% here, get 50%, that will make it 100. And then for the last paper, you must get at least 20, that is 120 for paper 1. And we know for paper 2, if you can get 120 in paper 1, you can fight to get even more than that. So let's get down to it. Okay, so we are doing the multiple choice. We'll just do the 7 marks for this video, and then we'll do the other 7 another video. Then we'll do the 15, which I think is gonna be a long video. We'll do another 15, then we'll do the other 15 for climatology. Then we'll also try to cover geomorphology from last year. We are using the Gauteng paper. Okay, section A, climate and weather and geomorphology. So we are going to start with climate and weather. 1.1, various options are provided as possible answers to the following questions. Choose the answer and write only letter in brackets A to D next to the question numbers. In brackets again 1.1.1 to 1.1.7 in the answer book. Example again 1.1.8a. So I'm reading these instructions because we have noted when we're at the marking center, some learners they make mistakes. They waste time, they write the questions. So you don't have to write the questions, you are wasting time. The paper is 3 hours and each and every question is allocated time. So you need to work on time, just follow the instruction. Okay, before we attempt the question, we have to go back so that we can do a small revision on this space. Refer to the urban heat island isotherm. I want to separate these 2 terms. So urban heat island and isotherm map below to answer question 1.1 to question 1.1.4. Firstly, let's refresh urban heat island. So let's define urban heat island is when the city have higher temperatures than surrounding rural areas. Surrounding rural areas. So now we know that we are looking at the city having higher temperatures than surrounding rural areas. Okay, so now we know that urban heat island is when the city is having higher temperatures than surrounding areas. And then we have another term, the isotherm. Isotherm aligns joining places of equal temperature. Places of joining places of equal temperature. That was grade 11 geography. So now we know that the map we are looking at is containing urban heat island, which whereby we'll be looking at the city having higher temperatures than surrounding areas, and we'll be having lines which are isotherms. So in this case, these are the isotherms. Line joining places of equal temperature. The line that I'm highlighting is 3, which you can say is 3 degrees because we're talking about temperature. So let's go and answer the questions now. 1.1.1, the temperature range between the CBD and the rural area is. So we are looking at the difference in terms of temperature, and we know when we talk about the difference, we need to minus. So this is what we are going to do. We go to, let me use another color. Let me use orange. We go to CBD. Then we go to rural areas. Said urban heat island, refers to when the city is having higher temperatures than surrounding rural areas. So which means in this case we are confused for rural area because we have +1 +2. So let's do the calculation, then we'll go and look at the options we have there. So we'll have +1 minus +6, which will give us 4 degrees Celsius. So we can have this answer as an option, and we also have +1 minus +6, which is gonna give us 5 degrees Celsius. So possibility is between 5 and 4. So let's choose the option here. The temperature range between the CBD and the rural area is A is 2 degrees. No, it's wrong because we are looking at 4 and 5. B, it's 3 degrees Celsius. No, still wrong. Then C is 4 degrees Celsius and 5 is 4 degrees Celsius. So we can take these two answers because that rural has 2 options. So it's between C and D. Okay, let's move to the next one. Dash increases the surface area for the absorption of solar radiation and restricts the cooling effect of wind. So we need to note this term, wind in the CBD. And we know when we talk about wind, the wind will be blocked by a tall building. So let's go to the answers and look at the options we have. Dash motor vehicle increases the surface area for the absorption of solar radiation, and no, it's wrong, this one. Third, road increases the surface area for the absorption of solar radiation and restrict the cooling effect. Tar. Okay, no, again. C, tall buildings increase the surface area for the absorption of solar radiation and restrict the cooling effect. So the answer here is C. The answer is C. The answer is C. Because natural surfaces they will promote the cooling effect, so it's wrong for this one. It's wrong. So the answer is C. Then we go to 1.3, 1.1.3. Rural areas have lower temperatures because they have a albedo. We are referring to the percentage of radiation reflected back to space. So it's when we're introducing geography in grade 10, when we're talking about the transfer of energy, energy coming to Earth, and then some of the energy is lost. We spoke about absorption, scattering, and we also talk about albedo, when some heat is reflected back. So we are looking at rural areas. Rural areas have lower temperature because they have in rural areas we don't have most of shiny surfaces. So if we look here, we are going to choose lower because they are, in terms of a percentage, we have to choose lower. We can't say higher percentages, we can, or fewer percent. You can't use fewer in a percentage, so we choose lower, which means this Roman figure, and then we go and then dash water bodies, then urban areas. Then the answer here will be more. We have more water bodies in rural areas, so we choose more. We can't say fewer water bodies in rural areas, so we have to check the 2 Romans and 4 Roman. So the answer here is D. So this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. So our answer is gonna be D. Okay, then let's do the next one. Suburban areas are cooler than the CBD because they have artificial surfaces. So let's look at, we have fewer, we have more, we have higher, we also have lower. So suburban areas, unlike the CBD, because we are comparing them to CBD, they need to have fewer. They are fewer. They do have, but they are fewer because we are comparing them to CBD, artificial surfaces. And when we talk about evapotranspiration, we are talking about water moving from land to atmosphere in 2 processes. The processes are 2 processes. Let me write here 2 processes. Those processes are, it's evaporation and also transpiration. Transpiration, whereby the plants they lose water. So the answer we have already chosen fewer artificial surfaces. Then we're going to choose let me see, suburban. We have to have more. We need to have more, or we can say higher because it's not a percentage. So we can say higher evapotranspiration, which means we have more water moving from land to atmosphere via the 2 processes, evapotranspiration and also it's evaporation and transpiration. So the answer there, Roman figure 1 and Roman figure 3, which means our answer here is C. Okay, let's move on. Then now refer to the photo below of a pollution dome over Johannesburg to answer questions 1.1, 1.1.1.5 to 1.1.7. So we can already see here that there is pollution, and we're told pollution dome. So let me explain pollution dome. So pollution dome, okay, we can say it's accumulation of dust particles over the city. So pollution dome refers to dust particles over the city. Okay, so let's answer the questions now. The photo represents a pollution dome during a. So we did learn in class that during winter, in the city, there will be what? During winter, there's a dominance of a Kalahari high pressure. So what is going to happen in the interior of the country? The high pressure cells are in the interior of the country. So let's say if you are in Gauteng, Kalahari high pressure is dominating. Therefore, the descending winds are going to push the inversion layer closer to the surface at night, because there's more wind going down, unlike during the day, whereby the inversion layer will be slightly uplifted by the warm air. So this will be the night. So our answer here should be A. It should be B, I mean. It's B because it's winter night. Night in summer, no. Winter night. It can't be D. So the answer is B there. Then let's do the third one. 1.1.6, I mean. In the photo, pollutants are concentrated dash the earth. So concentrated closer, because you can see they are closer to the surface. So we choose this Roman. It's closer. It can't be further. It's wrong. The earth surface choose to the dash in the upper air. So there's a high pressure. There's a high pressure. So it can't be low pressure. There's a high pressure. So the answer here, it's Roman figure 2 and Roman figure 4. So this Roman figure 2 and 4, no, this is wrong. Roman figure 2 and 3, this is wrong. Roman figure 1 and 3, and also no, this is wrong. We want 2. So the answer here is D. Okay, so let's do the last one. 1.1.7 pollutants in the pollution dome mix with radiation fog to form. So we know that in the valley climate we learned about the fog. Then we also learn about the smoke. We said the fog is when the water is changing from another form during winter, usually in the morning, whereby now we're changing from water vapor, then creating a smoke where it make it difficult to see in the morning. So it was explained in the valley climate. And then we said smoke is a mixture when the process of fog is happening. But now what happens? That evaporation will be mixed with pollutants and other gases, also make it difficult to see. So we are being told here pollutants in the pollution dome mix. So the term mix is going to direct us to B. It's going to direct us to B, the smoke, because it can't be acid rain, mist, advection fog. No, the answer is smoke. So thank you very much for joining. Yeah, so we'll try also now, we'll do the next one for the next video. I'm trying to keep these videos very short because I know you guys, you don't want to watch longer videos. Maybe for longer videos, I can post them on YouTube. Thank you very much. Sharp, sharp. See you on the next one.